Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and today we are doing a massive swatch comparison of the new Pat McGrath Labs Mothership 11 Sunlit Seduction against the rest of my Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow collection. If you are new to my channel, I have been doing these kinds of swatching the Pat McGrath palettes against each other whenever she kind of releases a new one for quite some time now. I have quite a few of them, so I'll link my Pat McGrath Labs playlist down below, and I will link my original Sunlit Seduction review below for you as well, just in case you want to check that out. And then this look right here will be coming up in a 3 looks 1 palette with the Sunlit Seduction palette as well. So hopefully all of that sounds interesting and you're interested in the swatch comparisons, and do the YouTubey things if you are. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. This is my entire Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow collection. I have 27 Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palettes in my collection, including the newest Mothership Sunlit Seduction. So if you haven't caught one of these videos before, basically what I do is I go through and swatch each of these kind of shades, so each of the 10 shades in this Mothership against any particular shades in my Pat McGrath Labs collection that might be similar to these shades. And the purpose for that is not so much to show you, oh, these are like duplicate shades, but it's just supposed to be a reference guide for you guys to compare this palette with potentially any other palettes you might own from Pat McGrath Labs in your collection, to see if this is going to bring something new and unique to your collection, or whether or not you feel like you've got it covered within your existing Pat McGrath Labs collection. So I don't really provide too much commentary or anything in this video. It's more so just like a time lapse of me swatching them and a lot of screenshots of the swatches compared and everything, and hopefully it's just helpful or enjoyable to watch in some way, shape or form. I will link all of the palettes that are still available that I can in the description box down below for you guys. They will be affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. Also, don't mind my nails, they're a bit chipped, but they're just gonna get absolutely destroyed from this video, so I was like, there's no point in repainting them. But the nail color is 125 Muse from Chanel, if you're wondering. So first off, we're going to start with, I'm going to insert a screenshot of this arm swatched, and then I will also insert a screenshot of all 11 Motherships swatched next to each other. If you want to see each of these shades individually hand swatched and kind of blended out on my hand, check out my original review video because I do it in there, and that'll be linked down below for you guys as well. Alright, so let's get into the screenshot of this one and then the screenshot of the Motherships, and then we will get started comparing these shades. Also, my palettes are dirty, and I don't have time this morning to even wipe them over because I am doing this in a rush, trying to get this video up and do everything. Like I've got a deadline. So if you don't want to see dirty palettes or like kind of messy palettes, that's no hate or shade, truly. This just might not be the video for you, that's all. I wanted to show you guys Ritualistic Rose because I do think that this quad is really, really quite similar. I think there's a lot of similar shades. So I'm actually going to swatch these 4 shades against the special shades, and I'll probably add in this bronze shade as well, just so that you can see the comparison. So the first one that I'll start with is this pink, and then this is the pink from Ritualistic Rose, and the Ritualistic Rose quad is a baked special shade formula. So this finger is Sunlit Seduction, this finger is Ritualistic Rose. I'll also just drop my ISO, so hopefully you can see the kind of true shades. Okay, so this one is Sunlit Seduction, and then Ritualistic Rose. This has a pink in it, so I'll do this one next from Sunlit Seduction, and then I'll do it against the gold because, to be fair, this one is kind of almost like this one and almost like the gold. Like if you were to put the gold on first and then layer this one over the top, it would be very similar. So this is Sunlit Seduction, this shade. And then this is the gold from Ritualistic Rose. And then what I'll do is I'll also swatch the gold And I'll layer a little bit of this pink over the top just so you can see. See how you can get like a similar effect? Stop focusing on that palette. Now we'll do this purple. So I'll do this purple here and then this one right here. So you can kind of see the one from Sunlit Seduction is a bit more cool tony. And then I'll also swatch this one next to the Ritualistic Rose Purple as well, just so that you can see. They are different colors, but just for interest's sake, right? And then lastly, I'll swatch the Baked Special Bronze shade here, and I'll just swatch it against this metallic shade just for comparison's sake, but this one is a lot more warm toned and chocolatey. Are you gonna focus? Yeah. So this is this is Ritualistic Rose, my bad. And then this is Sunlit Seduction. This is the Ritualistic Rose Quad swatch next to it because I think it's really quite similar. So they're the two pink shades. That is the kind of special pinky gold shade in Sunlit Seduction, the pure gold shade from Ritualistic Rose, and then the gold shade with the pink shade layered over the top. The purple from Sunlit Seduction, the purple from Ritualistic Rose, the cranberry color from Sunlit Seduction, the bronze from Ritualistic Rose, and then the bronzy brownie metallic from Sunlit Seduction. So you might see this and think if you have Ritualistic Rose, you don't actually need this palette, that's enough for you, but again, that's up to you to decide. Now I'm just going to go ahead and swatch this pink against the rest of the collection. I'll also add in that Ritualistic Rose pink as well. That's all of the pinks that I think are similar to this one in the collection. Some of these will overlap as well with like this shade here, but I just wanted to compare them because, you know, you might have that palette over another, that kind of a thing. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of pink. And this one is pretty, don't get me wrong. It is pretty. It's kind of like a more glittery version of this one a little bit. But it's just interesting because like this one, for example, is just like a metallic formula from Utopian Dream. And I don't think it picks up how beautiful it is on camera, right? But this is basically a special shade like this one. But in Utopian Dream, this was just a metallic formula and, you know, wasn't claimed to be anything special in terms of special shades. Whereas like it's like the same as this. This just has a lot more undertone and like pigment to it, if you will. Let's now swatch. I don't even know if I have anything like this, but if I do, we'll swatch this next. They're kind of all the red cranberry shades that I have in my collection that are kind of similar, I guess. Bronze Seduction is the closest and you can like layer them. So yeah, I guess that shade is pretty unique. It's just, I don't like the formula of this shade, but you know, that's personal preference thing, it's up to you. Now let's go ahead and do this purple shade. Alright, so they're all the purple shades, and I mean, look, again, don't get me wrong, very pretty. It's just doesn't strike me as like a special shade. But you know what else I'm taking away from this is, one, the Quint formulas. These are special shades because they're just swatching so impeccably, which is like this one. And then two, the original Celestial Divinity Christmas palette, they're like, those metallics like special shades too. Honestly, they have so much shift and dimension and sparkle to them, truly. Like if we're not going to have a baked shade as a special shade anymore, like they are just as magical. So she should bring back that formula as well, in my opinion. Anyway, now we're going to swatch this one. So I don't know if I actually recorded me swatching all of these, which is very annoying, and I'm so sorry. I will obviously have the screenshot with the names and the palettes next to it, but I think the pink shade from Sublime and the special pink shade from the Forbidden Fleurs quad are the closest to this one. And I also think that this shade right here from Sunlit Seduction is probably the most special shade in the palette, in my opinion. Just my opinion, keep that in mind. That is all of the special shades swatched. Now what I'm going to do is swatch the bronze, and then we'll do this one. So I didn't swatch all of the bronze shades. I just tried to really pick the warm tone chocolatey ones that looked similar enough in the palettes. Now let's do this copper peachy color. So that's kind of all these shades that I can personally see in the collection that are, I guess, the closest from what I can see anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually not going to swatch compare these two. I hope that doesn't make you mad, but like this brown, it's in so many palettes, truly. Like it's just a warm dark brown. It's in so many of these palettes. And this champagne, there's so many champagnes. There's a champagne in every single palette nearly. A champagne is kind of a champagne. They do have slightly different undertones and everything. This one's more of a cool tony icy one. I think this is a really nice champagne actually, but I couldn't even fit them all on my arm, to be completely honest with you. So I hope that doesn't make you mad, but like these two shades I kind of think of as like almost necessary pieces in a larger palette because you want a deepening shade and you want it in a corner highlight or a lighter shade, in my personal opinion. So yeah, but I am going to swatch these two, but I'm just going to time lapse them and not talk through it at all. Not that I have been, but you know what I mean. All right, let's do that. Okay friends, I think that is all of the swatch comparisons that I have got for today, swatching against my Pat McGrath Labs collection. Obviously there are other palettes that in my collection that this is also similar to, but I just wanted to strictly keep it to the Pat McGrath Labs collection today just to save this video from being 7 hours long. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions or you want any other swatch comparisons, if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments down below. And then if you want any of these shades swatched particularly against another one, if I have it in my collection, just DM me on Instagram and I'm happy to send that to you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. The next video on this particular palette will be my 3 Looks 1 palette. I'm not sure if it will be up next, but it will be coming soon. I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!